Thank you.
Do you know about this remarkable Tamil film that not only portrayed the lives and struggle of Tamil people in Myanmar during the 1960s, but also showcased the culture and lifestyle of Burmese society during that era? The action romance film I want to talk about is Anegan. It is a 2015 Tamil language movie starring Danish and Emeritus in the lead roles. The movie explores things like reincarnation and love of do so across different eras, with the story unfolding in three distinct plot segments. The name Anegan is inspired by a Tamil poem written by a famous Tamil poet, and it means a man with many shadows. Now, let's talk about the Myanmar plot scenes, which are the most interesting part of this movie. The important part of the story, aka the fundamental base of plot, also known as the first act of this movie, is inspired by events that took place in Myanmar around 1960. From the movie introduction, you can feel the atmosphere of Burmese historical culture and their local society. I mean, these denizens from the movie will leave a deep and lasting impression on our hearts. They created the most authentic scenes representing the Burmese storyline. You might wonder, did they actually come and shoot the film in Myanmar? The answer is no. The scenes set in Myanmar in the Anegan were not actually shot in Myanmar. Instead, they filmed in Vietnam because it offered landscape and setting similar to the Burmese land structure. The filmmaker chose Vietnam instead of Myanmar to shoot these scenes, such as this view and this specific shots. So, all these scenes are not entirely authentic. Writer Kevin Anand and his team recreated the look and feel of Myanmar in Vietnam using detailed set design, costume, and props. Therefore, for other Myanmar citizen writers such as shopkeepers, workers, students, they use Vietnamese. Writer Kevin Anand chose Vietnam to film while overcoming the logistical and regulatory challenge of filming in Myanmar. Through careful research, set design, and location selection, they achieved a believable Burmese patriot that matched the storyline. In the final credit scene of Anegan, you can even spot iconic landmarks of Yangon like Suli Pagoda, Mahapandula Road, and Saiga. However, these scenes were not actually filmed in Yangon either. The film's production team used creative methods such as CGI, set design, and footage from other locations, primarily Vietnam, to create the Yangon background. But think about it. You may have noticed in the film that Yangon's iconic Mahapandula Park is missing. For example, they walk past Suli Pagoda, but in another camera shot, the background switched to Shuigong Pagoda. You will feel the difference if you're familiar with the real facts about Yangon. In addition, they recreated the iconic Burmese landmarks like Bagan, Ubon Bridge, and Myanmar Central Palace using CGI and visual effects. However, despite the use of modern technology, don't misunderstand and think that all the scenes were shot in a green screen studio. As I mentioned earlier, the cinematography, set design techniques, attention to Myanmar's culture make this film closely resemble the real Myanmar. Although it's a bit upsetting that they did not actually come to Myanmar to film the respective storyline, we should appreciate that they researched and learned about Myanmar in great detail. I mean, in some significant facts like using the red color for man's roll call Tingam, proposed as the common type of taxi, combining the glory boat with Kandoji Lake. They were careful not to make mistakes during editing. Although all the cast and crew were shooting in Vietnam, they include some real footage and recordings from Myanmar. Like these movies, most films inspired by Myanmar's storyline were not actually shot or filmed in Myanmar. The film often referred to as Myanmar's first Hollywood film, Puppet Plane, were filmed in Sri Lanka. However, there are also some films like From Bangkok to Malay, The Only Mon, Friend Zone, and Line Walker 2 that were actually filmed in Myanmar. If you watch any other international movies with the Myanmar storyline, feel free to share your opinion in the comments. Thank you for your time and interest.